And finally, a few words about analysis of commodity currencies from the part of FutureTrend channel for the date of 18 May. Here the situation is still under the pressure of rising United States dollar. Anyway, we suggest that the market found a kind of not maybe interim floor, I mean, in the commodity block of currencies against the United States dollar, but probably the market is more or less starting to be more or less accustomed with current rising of United States Treasury yields, because despite of the fact that, for example, the benchmark 10-year Treasury yields exceeded the level of 3.13% during Asian session, we have not seen a kind of a further blown up of commodity currencies against the United States dollar to the downside, and from that point of view, that's an encouraging sign. Also today we note very important economic numbers coming from Canada. Among them Canadian Consumer Price Index as well as Retail Sales Report. Both of these economic indicators are quite important for the Canadian dollar, and also especially Consumer Price Index should be quite important for the future of interest rate decisions taken by Bank of Canada. As you know, in the beginning of June, the Bank of Canada has its next a meeting where they will decide the future of interest rate policy in the country, and the majority of market participants still looking for another hike conducted by Bank of Canada. From that point of view, Canadian dollar still looking quietly promising, especially on the crosses. Also against the United States dollar, the Canadian dollar looking more or less optimistically, let's say so, while trading from a longer term point of view, while trading below 130, where 175 to be exact. This line represents by itself long-term downtrend line, which you could recognize on the weekly chart. So we suggest to use a possible pullback to psychologically important barrier 130, as well as on a possible retest of a longer term downtrend line located at 137.25. We will use such opportunity to sell the dollar with stop above 2018, located around 131. To the downside, let's see the situation to the downside. Here, next barrier to watch is 120.40.50, where lies best one uptrend line, but more important uptrend line, the uptrend line of 2017-2018, located at the moment around 124. And while above this trend line, the future still rather unclear for the dollar Canada. Anyway, we suggest that in the perspective of 2018, and in the case of United States dollar to hold its recent gains, dollar Canada has a potential to retest and to break below this trend line. The Australian dollar, where we still keep our long trade recommendation initiated at 74.80, we here expect at least a possible rebound to 76.40, where is the first kind of important resistance. While generally speaking, while below 77, the pay is looking weak. From a medium to longer term perspective, because here lies a downtrend line of 2018. And finally, the New Zealand dollar, which is looking, as we suggest, probably the weakest among the commodity block of currencies. And here the currency should remain under the selling pressure while trading below 71.50. with fast formidable resistance around 70.90. So we advise to use a possible rebound to this area to sell the kiwi. Thank you very much for all of your attention. We wish you a pleasant and nice weekend. Bye bye for now.